Hello, everyone, and I hope you can hear me okay. Welcome to this live stream, and I'm here to answer any questions that you might have. Let me just make sure the audio is working properly, because I'm actually available to answer any questions that you might have. Now, if you do want to ask me a question, then please make sure that you call the number that is on the title here, and then you'll be able to hear me just fine. So I hope everyone's doing well. I'm hearing a bit of an echo in uh, in my in my in my headset here. So let me see. Let me see if I can maybe turn that off. Can you guys hear me okay? I believe you can. So I hope that you are able to hear me okay. Let's see. Give me a moment. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, you should be able to. So give me one moment. Okay, so there we go. So, folks, I'm here to answer any questions that you might have. Let me quickly go to YouTube and make sure that my live stream is working properly. Give me just one moment. Can you hear me okay? Oh,
Yeah,
by
you
the
should
way,
be able to.
if you can hear me clearly, then just go ahead and type out yes in the comment section. I would really appreciate that. Again, I just want to make sure that my audio is coming through okay because this is the first time I'm doing a live stream with the ability to ask me questions on live audio. So folks, I've received a lot of questions about the state of the economy because the economy is going through a very, very, very difficult time. A lot of people are indeed struggling. Just perfect. You can all hear me clearly, right? Excellent. Thank you so much. Folks, let me tell you what's okay. Anyway, before I go further, let me just say that if you have any questions for me, you can call the number that is on the screen right now. That is below the video actually. Call that number 667-770-1524. It's there beneath me. Again, it's 667-770-1524, and enter the participant code 990878. That's 990878. And then you'll be able to ask me a question directly, and I'll be able to answer any questions that you might have. I'm assuming that the audio is coming through okay, and I'll go ahead and give you my general assessment of the state of the economy. I've been reading a lot of messages in a lot of the comments, and I'm finding that people out there are really, really struggling. And I think that I can tell you that as a country, we've been through many, many, many difficult situations. I believe we've been through even more difficult situations than we find ourselves in right now. But I promise you, we will get through this. I think the best thing you can do at this stage is try your best to surround yourself with those who lift your spirits, to those who elevate you, to those who help you. Because I believe that for us to get through this, I believe it shouldn't be about just me, me, me. It should be about the collective us. It should be about us getting together, banding together as a community. Try to rely on friends and family because I think that the world is in a very precarious place right now. I was actually reading an article in the New York Times about how we've become more lonely, more isolated as a society, and what COVID has done. COVID made it dangerous to interact with strangers. So unfortunately, I think what COVID has done is it has sort of, in a sense, accelerated and made worse a lot of the things that that were driving us to be more isolated to begin with. In addition to that, now we have inflation. In addition to that, we have high gas prices. So we now find ourselves honestly in a situation. Yeah, yeah, Marcus, I'm right here. I'm back. we now find ourselves in a situation where we're starting to, in a sense, become even more isolated. And I think here, let me see if I can bring some comments. Let's see, I should be able to bring some comments here. Thank you, Michelle. I think you folks can see the comments here. And I think I think what is happening, folks, is that things are becoming tougher and tougher for many of us. And I think the solution lies in falling back on family, in falling back on friends, and trying to get through this together. Because I think that we can only get through this together. We're not going to be able to get through this alone or by ourselves. It's a very tough situation we find ourselves. And I can actually speak about my own personal circumstance. And my personal circumstance is, as many of you may or may not know, back in November, at the end of November, my mother passed away. My mother was actually living with me, and it was one of the it was one of the most difficult periods in my life. And I'm trying to get through it because I'm fortunate. My wife is understanding. My son is 7, my daughter's 4. They're children, but sometimes other human beings give you energy, and sometimes other human beings just sap your energy. And I think that we should know and we should be able to recognize who is giving us energy and who is taking away our energy. And I think that's just so important because it's when things become harder, we need reliable people to depend on. I would say that I personally believe there are 5 components of health. There's the emotional, there's physical, there's social, there's spiritual, and there is intellectual. Thanks, Yolo. So I think emotionally, I think we can strengthen ourselves when we surround ourselves with things that give us energy, that give us life, that boost our creativity, that allow us to be our best selves. And I think the emotional component also, to be honest, goes hand in hand with the social, because what you want to do is surround yourselves by people who give you more energy, essentially give you life, allow you to be full of energy. So, and this is super important, folks. Again, it's emotional, it's social, then there's the physical. You want to be able to challenge yourself physically. You want to be able to maybe exercise, go to the gym. Just make sure that you push the body that God has given you. There's also a spiritual component, having a sense of belief in something that is far deeper in ourselves. And finally, intellectual, challenging your brain. Thanks, Cindy. Challenging your brain. And when you challenge your brain, you keep yourself sharp. And I'm actually finding, here's what I'm finding. Yes, the economy is in a recession. Yes, gas prices are at an all-time high. Yes, it's becoming harder for people to make rent because there's less money coming in, and because of inflation, there's less money left over. But I think that the deeper problem that I think that has been created, and that's what I want to focus on in today's episode of Ignition Time, is what I call the epidemic of isolation. When I say the epidemic of isolation, here's what I mean. I mean that because of smartphones, we're becoming more and more isolated. My wife and I are finding that we try and talk to someone, they they point out to the headset and they're busy. And the only time I've actually seen human beings interact without any inhibition, without any distraction lately has been kids. My 7-year-old son, when he plays, he'll play with a bunch of kids, and they're now his friends. So I think that yes, money is a problem right now. Thanks, Marcus. Money is a problem right now, but I can tell you one thing. There will be a time when money will be less of a problem. Maybe you'll make more money, maybe you'll spend less money, you'll cut corners somewhere. I don't think money is going to be the thing that defines us. I think that our emotional and mental health, which for a fact is suffering, over 40% of American adults said that they felt isolated, anxious, because they didn't have any close friends or close friendships. And I think that this is a much more serious problem than what we are potentially facing economically. In fact, I might be able to show you a video. I'll actually look it up. It's one of the videos that is in my history. I wasn't planning on sharing that video because it's something that I had a different agenda for this call, but I can actually share a video and explain to you and sort of show you why people are becoming more depressed and more anxious. Let me see how I can do it within the context of this live stream. Give me just a moment. But what I'm going to do again is try and show you a video of that essentially demonstrates the isolation that people are feeling right now. So let me see if I can download it and show it to you, or just show it to you within YouTube's live stream structure. Give me just a moment. In fact, I think that we might actually be able to watch this together, because I think that is going to be super helpful. Give me just a second while I bring that up on my screen. This is a new screen sharing software that I'm using, but give me a moment while I try and bring that up and sort of share my screen with you. Just a moment. Should be able to do a new screen share. Let me see what comes up. Oh, I believe, let's see, give me a moment. Uh, I believe you're able to see my screen right now. I hope the audio works. Give me a moment. Let me see if the audio, yeah, the audio should work. Let me know if you actually hear the audio. I believe it should work, but let's see if you can hear the audio. Give me a moment.
Um, for a really long time, I had two mysteries
Okay,
that
give
were
me a
hanging over
second.
me. I didn't understand them, and to be
You
honest,
know what I'll do? I'll actually have to figure out another way to show you this, but let me do this. Let me give you the summary. Let me give you the summary of of what I learned from that video. And folks, the summary is that I believe a lot of people are getting depressed and anxious because they're losing the social connectivity. They're losing the social fabric. What COVID did is COVID made it dangerous even to interact with people. And as a result, I think what's ended up happening is we've become less and less connected. Are We've getting become more and depressed. more isolated. In fact, let me know in the comment section below whether you agree or disagree with my thesis that we are becoming more and more isolated, less and less connected with each other. Why is this important? It's important because in difficult times, we need to be able to rely on and depend on each other as opposed to suffering in silence on by ourselves. Now, when I say suffering in silence, whether it's emotional suffering, whether it's grief, whether it's financial suffering, let me know whether you agree or disagree with this. Because what is happening is that the problems that are directly bothering us, like high gas prices, like inflation, like high energy prices, that's definitely a problem. But what about the more serious problems of us becoming fundamentally more disconnected? more isolated. Again, let me know whether you agree or disagree with that below. And I think that trying to address that problem by potentially being more open, by potentially reaching out to other people, by trying to pick up the phone and talk to friends and family, I believe is a necessary solution. Is money important? Absolutely, money is important. Let's not kid ourselves. Money is absolutely important. It always will be. But you can have little to no money and be happy, and you can have millions of dollars and be unhappy. Ask me how I know. I know because I've been on both sides of that equation, and 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 I think that the way we can survive this crisis that we find ourselves in right now, the way we can survive the challenging inflation environment that we are facing right now is by reconnecting with a few key people, reconnecting with friends and family. It's by reconnecting with with people who are important to us. It's by reconnecting with people who give us energy and who give us hope. Because at the end of the day, what do we all want? We want a little bit of hope. Yes, yes. You come to my channel because you want to hear the latest news. You want to hear what's going on in the world, and you'll always get that. I promise you, you'll always get that. That's not going to be a problem. But the reason I started this live stream is because I want to be able to connect with our audience. I want to talk to you. I actually want to talk to you. So if any of you are not feeling shy and you want to hop on that call, be my guest. Hop on the call. You have the opportunity to ask me a question and talk to me directly. You can do that. You can just hop on the call and ask me a question and talk to me directly. But the thing that's really, really difficult, and the thing that's making everything around us a challenge, is that we are all suffering alone. Uh, some of us have people around us that can help, but for the most part, the struggle, the pain, the suffering, the emotional anxiety is internal. It's not shared. In other cultures like India, like the Middle East, and by the way, I was born and raised in India. In other cultures, what happens is, it takes a village to solve a problem. People band together, people form tribes to solve a problem. I think the problem is in developed countries like America, like the United Kingdom, like Europe. There's such a focus on in individualism, in me, that the focus on us is actually unfortunately eliminated, and that really is part of the problem here. Um, I think that Michelle, what's interesting is that whenever there are challenges, okay, and there are always going to be challenges, how we react to the challenges is crucial. And I think that smartphones allow us. I mean, here's my iPhone. Smartphones allow us to have information at the click of a button. And when you have a device that sort of gives you what you want at the click of a button, you basically have the world at your fingertips, and that becomes an important distraction, and that allows people to say, hey, why do I even need to talk to someone if I can have the world? But the thing is, your phone doesn't talk back to you. I mean, at least it doesn't at the moment. I'm pretty sure there'll be an app that talks to you and acts as your friend. Thanks, Gohan. I'm sure that there'll be an app that talks to you and acts as your friend. But folks, there's nothing that can replace face-to-face interaction. There's nothing that can replace, the those random interactions you have where new ideas are born, where new relationships are born. Let me just grab my coffee. Where you can sort of have these new excellent ideas. So I think that it doesn't matter what work you do. It doesn't matter whether you work at the checkout counter of a grocery store. It doesn't matter whether you work in a doctor's office, in healthcare, whether you work in hospitality. What matters is your ability to interact with other people, to help other people, and to be helped. In fact, I believe that what we need now, I really believe what we need now is not just, okay, let me put it this way. Yes, people are hurting for money, and yes, some sort of financial assistance is important. But what we need now is more of a is for human beings to come together, is for human beings to collectively unite and to be part of a collective sort of conscience, so we can all help each other heal, because a lot of us are struggling, not just financially. I mean, that's obvious. I don't need to talk to you about financial struggles, but I'm not going to be like other YouTube channels where I talk to you about, the next stimulus check the government is going to send you. I think that all the help you need is right here. And I think all our struggles are also right here. I'm not saying some struggles are not real, but I am saying that a lot of the struggles can start and end in the mind. And so, how do you get out of your own head? Well, you get out of your own health. You get out of your own head by having more friends, by having more family, by engaging with other people. And the situation in Ukraine, the war has only made things more and more complicated. And so, what happens when things become more and more complicated? Well, you get the kind of problems we have in the world today. And um, look, guys, money is important. And again, when I started this channel back in 2020, the focus was always on stimulus checks, on unemployment benefits, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. There's absolutely nothing
you get
wrong with that. That's actually a good thing. But I think what's more important, I believe what's much more important than stimulus checks, than unemployment benefits, is our ability to help ourselves, is our ability to be good healers, and by extension, our ability to help other people. And sometimes you're not able to do all of these things. You're not able to help other people because you can only help someone if you yourself have something to give. If you yourself are in need of help, desperate help, whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, you're not going to be able to give to someone. And and one of the reasons I started this channel was to try and give back, was to try and help our community, help our viewers and subscribers as much as possible. I mean, you let me know whether I'm succeeding or not. We do have a caller ending in 8126. It's a cell phone, and I'm going to go ahead and unmute the caller. So you can go ahead and ask me a question. Let me make sure that the audio will patch through properly. I believe it will. So give me one moment. Let me go ahead and patch that person in. Hi,
Hi, Doctor.
can you hear me?
Hi, Doctor Minton. Yes, sir. I can hear
How
you
are you, sir?
perfectly. Very well, sir. Thank you. This is the first time I've caught your show, and I've been watching you for all of 3 minutes now on YouTube. So, first episode I've caught, and the analytics brought you up to me. But I like the way your conversation is going. I'm a 31-year-old black male living in
Okay.
Fort Worth, Texas, and I've been having the existential realization of the community and the world that we live in. And what I want to ask you, Dr. Nitin, is this: you were speaking about the um, the the lack of hope that a lot of people are experiencing, the lack of financial resources that a lot of people have been going through. I mean, we just got done with the pandemic. we obviously all know all about it. And so that sent us through financial issues and
The
turmoils. It
world
sent
that
us
we
through
live in.
emotional issues and turmoils, as well as social issues and even family turmoils, even down to the political stance that some of us choose to take based off of the reaction to the pandemic that we just experienced. So my question to you is, do you think that the Western system of capitalization has to do some has to do a little bit of us being selfish? And what I say is, and what I mean is that in Western capitalization, we do have to be concerned with self a lot of the times. And I think with society nowadays, when we start to become more selfish and less selfless, then that's going to start to affect us all as a people. But at the end of the day, we do have to focus on ourselves because this is capitalism, and it takes money to live and to survive. So, what do you think about that, sir?
Well, yeah. So first of all, I want to make sure that our audience can hear the audio properly. And what was your name, sir?
Jonathan.
Jonathan. Thank you so much. Give me one moment, Jonathan. Um, from an audio perspective, I want to make sure that our audience was able to actually hear Jonathan's question. So if you guys can just type out in the comment section and let me know if you heard Jonathan's question. Again, I just want to make sure the audio is working properly. Because Jonathan, thank you so much for the question. It was an excellent question. See, here's the thing. Um, I think as human beings, setting aside Western culture, Eastern culture, as human beings, we've always been part of a tribe. We've always been part of a community. In fact, we've been hunters gatherers for millions of years before we became Americans, before we became Indians, before we became you know Ukrainians or Russians. And so the what Western culture has done has definitely perfect. I'm glad you guys were able to hear Jonathan. Thanks for confirming, everyone. What Western culture has done has definitely accelerated the trend towards capitalism, towards money and success. There's nothing wrong with that. I've made a lot more money in the United States than I did when I was growing up in India. But I have to be completely honest with you. I'm also, and I've never mentioned this before on our channel, I'm also personally a lot more lonely I am in the United
Wow.
States than I was in India. And I think that, and I think that there are two things going on with Western society. One is that we are so focused on individualism, we are so focused on independence, more so than other countries, that it's no longer about the we, it's now almost entirely about the me. Now, let me be as clear as I can. This is also happening in Eastern cultures like India, like the Middle
Okay.
East. It's happening
Okay.
across the world because the whole world is becoming, more is being influenced by Western culture. So,
Right.
and so I think that what's interesting is Western culture, by definition, is about more money, more success, capitalism, which for the most part is a good thing. For the most part, it's a good thing.
Right.
However, I think that in the past 10 years, smartphones, which allow you to, uh, you know, which give you the flexibility to just stare at your phone and not even have to engage with someone, and a lot of portable devices like the iPad, which are revolutionary and game changing. They accelerated the trend towards individualism, independence, but also isolation. And then you have COVID, which made it dangerous to interact face to face with other people. Okay. Now, now that COVID is mostly behind us, a lot of us are getting back to work, but it has changed the world forever. It has, I think, sped up the isolation in the world by 10 or 15 years, more so
Wow.
in Western society for sure. But then on top of that, you now have inflation, you have the war in Ukraine, and I'm actually finding that people in general are less friendly I don't know whether you agree with me or not, Jonathan. I'll unmute you, and then
I do.
you can tell me what you think. So it's so my answer to your question, and forgive me if I'm giving you a long answer to a simple question. My answer to your question is um, yes, Western society has problems that have been exaggerated because of capitalism, individualism, and all the movements around us. Everything from the Me Too movement and Black Lives Matter are a distillation of that individualism and that independence, which doesn't exist in other countries. But then when you add, think of it as a fire, and think of COVID and inflation and high gas prices and political discontent and political isolation and all these nasty things going on and all the shootings. Think of all of those as the fuel that makes the fire burn stronger. And I personally think that it doesn't matter whether you're in America or any other. I think we need to take a step back. I think we need to take a step back, spend less time on screens, spend less time on phones, and just talk to people. And just talk to people. I think the best and the most revolutionary things happen in random conversations with strangers. I mean, I'm having a random conversation with you right now. I'm happy about it. I hope you are. And I don't know if that answers your question. And let's see if you're still here. Give me just one moment. Yeah, I believe you're still here. Let me just go ahead and bring you back in. Uh, did you hear that?
Yes, sir. I did. Thank you, Dr. Nitin. And forgive me
Absolutely.
if I'm mispronouncing, sir. Yeah, I completely agree with you on that front, and thank you for touching on the Eastern, on Eastern, cultures as well, because I know in the West we can kind of see the entire world as the West, and that's not the case. So thank you, and forgive my ignorance on that front. But I 100% agree with you. We do, the Western cultures do affect the world, and obviously because of the popularity of a lot of the Western cultures, the influence will spread, and then we have things that flow all the way down from trickle down economy to a bunch of different other concepts. But I agree with you 1,000,000%. Also, on the aspect of technology, you're 1,000% right as well on that. We do need to be spending less time on our phone screens, and it seems that inadvertently we isolate ourselves. So we have the media that isolates us, and then we isolate ourselves as well. So I think that's a great point, Doc. Really good point there. And the last point that you made, or the last point that I want to kind of cover that you spoke about and talked on, was the fact that you as as a Western living person at this point feel the isolation, even though you've done better for yourself, you've made more money, you still do contend with those feelings of isolation at times. And I think that's a very interesting paradigm, because you spoke about not feeling those same feelings at a different moment in your life. And that's interesting. That I know money's not everything, and we all say that, but for somebody that, like yourself, has had financial success to come out and say that, yes, it's true, money isn't everything, I think that begs a completely different conversation, and that is, be careful what you wish for, maybe, or what exactly do we even want at this point in time, right? But that's all I had right there, Doc. I'm going to keep watching you in the back. Fascinating channel. You're a brilliant man. Thank you for taking my call. I appreciate you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. So let's see. From an give me a second for I'm gonna okay. So yeah, from an audio perspective, it's actually, guys, it's a little bit complicated doing a live stream and a phone call at the same time, that can be patched into the live stream. And I think I managed to pull it off. You tell me, you be the judge. My goal is that when I do these live streams, that I can deliver some value, some information, some content, and at the same time take a call like I just did, and also at the same time make sure that the audio, you hearing me and you hearing the caller, is seamless. And so let me know if I succeeded at that, or if I messed up. But let me know if the audio of the caller and my audio as I was engaging with the caller were seamless and were easy for you to hear. In other words, could you hear me and could you hear the caller properly? So just please let me know in the comment section below. I would really appreciate that. And Michelle, thank you for your comment. And this is fascinating. I lost my job a month or so ago. Me and my neighbors have been growing a garden. I've been happier than I've been in a long time. You know something, Michelle? I'm actually sitting in my living room. Let me actually show you something. Yeah, this is my home here, and right here, see that? And we're actually building a new home, a new custom home, me and my wife, and for my kids. And for me, having a lot of light, for me personally, having a lot of sunshine, having windows is absolutely critical for me personally because I work by myself. I'm essentially by myself until my kids come home. My kids actually come home around 3:30. My wife comes home between 5 and 6. So I work from home. I mean, I can easily get an office, but I work from home because it's just more convenient. And I'm finding that exposure to light and some sort of greenery is critical for my sense of well-being. And studies have shown that exposure to nature, something as simple as gardening while interacting with other people, actually makes people happier. So I think Michelle, you're on to something because again, let's go back to emotional, physical, social, spiritual, and intellectual. Your emotional well-being is improved when you're surrounded by nature. Your emotional well-being is improved when you see sunlight. I'm actually in New Jersey, YOLO, and I think that at the end of the day, what you want to do is make sure you expose yourself to the elements that bring about some peace of mind. Here's an interesting comment from Peter. In this new world, as long as we have technology, phones, pads, there'll be less and less person-to-person interactions. How do we do it? Well, that's a good point. The answer to your question, Peter, is we have to make an effort. We have to engineer the situations in which we do it. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're at a Starbucks and everyone is on their phone. You can't just go up to a stranger and say hello and expect them to get distracted from their phone. But you can engineer situations. I can't believe I'm saying this, but you need to be more strategic about in-person interactions. For example, let's say you have a dog, you can easily strike up conversations with other dog owners. If you have a pet, I'm not saying everyone needs to go get a pet, but I am saying that that's an example. If you have the flexibility of working by yourself, look into potentially a co-working space where you can have these kinds of interactions with other people, other human beings. Create situations where you can potentially have interactions with other people. Pick up the phone and call friends and family. Call friends you haven't talked to for a long time. Go through your phone book and identify people you want to talk to, people who give you energy. Now, here's the interesting thing. You've got to, and this is very important, folks, you've got to be able to filter people in your life. Because as you talk to more and more people, you'll find that there are some people who you want to interact with. You'll find that there are people that give you energy. And then on the other hand, there'll be people who take away your energy. There'll be people who just are not very good, not very good for your emotional well-being. So what you've got to do is identify people you want to build relationships with. You've got to then maintain contact with them. You've got to build relationships with them. You've got to meet in person. That's so important. And so, yeah, I think we need to make a strategic effort. And I think that, I think we need to get out of our comfort zone to be able to do that. And also, social interactions have to be normal. They have to be natural. They have to be organic. They can't be forced. You can't, like I said, you can't, walk up to a random stranger in a Starbucks and start up a conversation. That's just weird. You've got to be able to do it within the context of something a bit more acceptable, a bit more approachable, and that is how it has to be done. Void said something interesting. Energy vampires. Yeah, unfortunately, there are people, and honestly, these could be members of your own family. There are people who could potentially be energy vampires, who could just suck your energy and who could leave you drained, and you don't want to be around them. You want to be around people who give you energy, who elevate you and sort of take you to the next level. So it's just something I want all our viewers and subscribers to potentially consider, because I think that is what will allow you to get to the next level. If you have any questions, please feel free to dial into the phone number and put in the access code. The phone number, as you can see on your screen, you should be able to see it in the title of the video. The dial-in number is 667-770-1524. That's 667-770-1524. And the participant code is 990878. That's 990878. You will be able to ask me a live question. Let me again confirm that the audio component works fine, and I'm assuming that all of you were able to hear everyone loud and clear. So yeah, that's good. That's good. Looks like um, yeah, Void. I do appearances on podcasts. So yeah, if anyone contacts me through the channel, depending on my availability, I might actually do that. But my goal with the Ignition Time channel has always been and will always be to help our community become stronger about the country, the economy, as well as our money. And I do a lot of videos on personal finance, on financial freedom and independence, and I'll continue to do that. But I think that until we're mentally ready, because at the end of the day, someone can give, whether it's another human being, whether it's me as a messenger, someone can give, but you know what? You've got to be ready to receive, and I can tell you that in my life, for the majority of my life, I was never ready to receive. Even though I'm self-motivated and an entrepreneur, etc., etc. One has to be ready to receive the messages that are being sent by the world. And I personally believe. Thanks, Void. I'm glad the audio was okay, because again, mixing audio from a live call into a live stream is. I'm happy I pulled that off without without any major issues. And again, this is a live stream. I think that you know I believe, and this is just for me personally. I believe that my calling is to make the most of what I've got. What does that mean? My personal calling is to spend more time with my wife and children, re-establish the connections with my close friends and family, maintain my businesses, which, knock on wood, are doing just fine. Make sure my clients are happy, and I have multiple software and e-commerce businesses, and also I believe my calling is you. I'm just you can see the sincerity in my eyes. The camera never lies. My priority is you, my listeners. You, yes, you. I'm talking to you, my listeners. I want to help you be your best self. I want to help you um, be. I want to help you elevate yourself emotionally, physically, socially, spiritually, and intellectually. I really do, because the world has given me a lot, and I want to try and give back to the world. Um, I'm not trying to take anything from you. Um, I'm not asking you to give me any money or sign up for a course or something, because I don't need that. I'm just trying to give back. That's it. It's as simple as that. And so, what I ask of you in return is simply make a commitment, because at the end of the day, um, whether you move forward or not is entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. It doesn't really matter what I say. What matters is what you do. Okay. Give me some applause about that, guys. Give me some applause. Do you agree? That was yeah, that was just a little bit of an effect that I came up with myself. But no, but jokes aside, I am a messenger on this channel. I'll deliver the news. I'll deliver some of the crazy things our politicians are doing. The January 6th hearing is going on right now, and boy, oh boy, it is absolutely bananas. It is absolutely bananas. But I don't need to tell you that there's madness in the world. I don't need to tell you that. You know that. And you don't need me to tell you that. But what I can tell you is that the solution from here, the solution from here. Thanks, Peter. That was an effect I came up with using the platform that I have. But the solution here, honestly, is what can you do for yourself? And I can tell you that in the greatest moments of of desperation, is in your greatest moments, in your moments of sheer desperation, I think you'll be able to find your true self, your best self. And I'm actually going to help you. I'm actually going to help you get through all of that. So that's my goal on our channel. Yeah. So let me know what you want to see on our channel, any topics you want to see covered, and I'll definitely go ahead and cover them, because
Your true
I
self.
want to cover as many things as I can, so that we can all I can provide you folks with the value that you guys want from our channel. But overall, folks, I can tell you that we will get through this financially and economically, but I think mentally, with what I consider to be the epidemic of mental health, I think that is going to be the real challenge that we encounter. And I think that is where I want us. That is where I want us to get to the next level. I have a question from Joe. When will they pass the 2000? I'm assuming, Joe, you're talking about a potential $2,000 stimulus check. And Joe, I got news for you, my friend. There is no $2,000 stimulus check. All the channels that talk about, the next stimulus check or unemployment benefits, unfortunately, unfortunately, they are stringing you along so that they can get more views and more subscribers. I'm just telling you, that we're going to have to be responsible for ourselves, and I can help you get there. So, yeah, folks, listen, thank you so much. I hope that this was beneficial. If you do have any questions, you have the number, and you can hop in, and I can answer any questions you have. But if not, I can tell you folks that it's been an absolute pleasure doing this live stream. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you're watching this recording, the comment section will be on the side of this video. It'll be, when you're looking at me, it'll be on your right side, the comment section. I have a question. Would you like me to do these sessions daily and make myself available to answer any questions you guys have? I'll answer any questions. If you want to ask me for advice on stocks, you want to ask me for advice on investments, you want to ask me about real estate, because I've done all of those things. If you want to ask me any questions, I assure you I'll make myself available and help our community, because that is my goal, to help our community, and to help you get through this. And also at the same time, we can all have a little bit of fun and entertain ourselves. But definitely let me know in the comment section below. Excuse me, in the comment section on the right side of this video, if you're watching this live. If you're watching a recording, then you can comment below. Let me know if you'd like me to do these things daily, and I'm happy to do it daily. Would you like me to do these live streams daily? And thank you, Peter. Very nice of you. Let me know if you'd like me to do these live streams daily where I offer you my thought, my take completely unedited. This whole live stream was done in one take, no editing. It's a live stream, which means, it's I can also take phone calls. Let me know if you want me to do this every day, 5 days a week, where I can make myself available to answer your questions. You can talk to me about anything you want. You actually can get on a live stream and ask me questions daily. So let me know if that's something you would like me to do, and just type it out. In the comment section, and then I'll manage my schedule accordingly. Uh, yeah, no, I might be able to manage daily because it's about an hour or so, and I want to make sure I'm accessible. I'm accessible to our community. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And as you know, I'll probably go online at a time that works best for me. But again, I want to make sure that I help you guys heal because there's just so much anxiety that I'm trying to be a part of the I'm trying to be a part of the solution rather than being a part of the problem. Also, give me some feedback on the video quality and the audio quality. I mean, I do have a professional studio set up in my home office basement, and I can set that up. But do you guys want me to improve the video quality and do anything to the audio quality, or are you okay with the content as is? Because right now I'm focusing on the content. I'm focusing on what I can deliver to you. If you want me to put in more effort into the visuals, into the aesthetics, then let me know. And again, I do want some feedback. So anyway, give me some comments as to what you liked about the Ask Me Anything format, what you feel could be improved on it. Any comments at all, because I do read each and every comment. Let me know what you want me to talk about or any suggestions, and I'll definitely be looking at everything. So just let me know in the comment section what you thought about the Ask Me Anything format. Do you want me to change or update anything as far as the video, as far as the video quality, as far as the video delivery are concerned, as far as the format's concerned? Also, let me know if you have any feedback at all. Any feedback at all, then let me know. So if you feel okay, if you feel I can improve the video quality, then just let me know. Okay. So yeah, that's it, guys. Let me see if anyone else has any questions. Otherwise, I'll be wrapping up in a minute or so. Let me know if there's anything
So
else you want
also let me know if
discussed, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So guys, it was an absolute pleasure. It was an absolute pleasure hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, oh, thanks. Nice comment from Rain Sunshine. I'm not getting too fancy schmancy on the video effects. I'm trying to keep it real simple. I'm trying to keep it real simple and focusing on the engagement with you. I would much rather talk to our viewers and subscribers than have fancy schmancy video editing effects and audio effects and sort of talk about things that may matter to me but matter less to you. I'd much rather talk to you, and that's what I'm at. So yeah, absolutely. No, I'll be doing this regularly. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you. Any questions, comments, type them out in the comment section below. I appreciate you, and folks, I am looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. If you have any questions, feel free to type them out in the comment section below. But again, I'm so happy that we managed to do this. It really was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.